Experience Karen Hunter
in a completely different way.
Karen Hunter is awesome. The podcast.
If you like me on SiriusXM Urban View Channel 126, you're gonna love me. And Karen Hunter is awesome. Hey, this is Karen Hunter, host of the Karen Hunter Show on SiriusXM's Urban View. Karen Hunter is awesome is an actual podcast to bring heat and energy and knowledge and power. A 1-2 punch that I don't think you get anyplace else. Tell the truth. Check out the podcast wherever you get your podcast. You will not be disappointed. Jesse Waters, here's how they're spinning it on Fox. This whole, did you see? I can't stand him, by the way, because somebody had the audacity yesterday to call and say, oh, it would be great if you, Dr. Carr and Larry and Clay, if they would be like a debate show against the people on Fox. And I was like, there's nobody on Fox that nobody.
When you argue with fools, nobody can tell the difference.
Exactly. I'm like, why would we do that? There's nobody on there that's even close to any of those names that you mentioned in terms of having facts and knowledge. Why would we do that? Yes, it would be entertaining.
Somebody said that about Ibram once, and he said, why would I spend time arguing with somebody who's just going to, I'm going to spend most of my time explaining that that's not what I said. That's what you're going to do.
This is it. Oh, my God. All right. Let's play Jesse Waters, and I apologize ahead of time.
Did you ever try to start a group text? You're adding people and you accidentally add the wrong person. All of a sudden, your Aunt Mary knows all your raunchy plans for the bachelor party. Well, that kind of happened today with the Trump administration. Mike Waltz was putting together a group chat on Signal, an encrypted app, with the Secretary of Defense, the VP, and a bunch of other national security officials to collaborate on whether to strike Iranian proxies in Yemen who keep firing missiles and shutting down shipping. Well, National Security Advisor Mike Waltz accidentally added a reporter to the group text, and not a good reporter. Jeffrey Goldberg from The Atlantic, one of the biggest hoax artists around. Well, he heard some things he probably shouldn't have, but could have been a wee bit of a security breach. But it's not like they homebrewed a server and then bleached it or kept classified documents in their garages next to their Corvette. I'm sure it won't happen again.
Wow.
The hypocrisy. The hypocrisy, though.
Of course.
So you try to discredit the reporter. Like, he didn't add himself to the group. Even if you think he's a hoaxer or whatever, y'all still added this guy to the group chat. But you're gonna nothing to see here. And then last I remember, weren't there classified documents in the bathroom at Mar-a-Lago?
Right.
And then didn't they go and bring them back to Mar-a-Lago recently?
Yeah.
Y'all get out of our face. This is what I'm saying. These people are not serious, so we cannot even I feel like this is, if we don't keep fighting this, oh my goodness.
I was just thinking about this idea of not stooping to their level. And I think I understand what you're talking about, right? Because when we start to do stuff like calling them Hot Wheels, we're not actually debating the real issue. And so it might be a good soundbite. And so I'm going to go back on this a little bit. I think that if you go down that road, right, you're not actually dealing with the same argument. I remember somebody asked Bernie Sanders once when he was running for president the first time what he had for breakfast this morning. And he said, what does that have to do with the minimum wage? Right?
Thank you.
It's exactly that's exactly. Yeah.
That's
I understand what you're saying. I got
That's it. Maybe I'm not being articulate in expressing it, but I know what I know. And I'm somebody, I like to talk about people. I got names for everybody. I called you Elmo when we first started. I'm here for it. You know what I'm saying? I'm here for it. But in the position that she's in, it was unnecessary. And now this is going to be the focus, and they're trying to get you up out of the paint. Anyway, you already know they're trying to get you up out of the paint. Don't hand them. And don't hand them this. It was unnecessary. That's it. And
you're right. I think she has to be more targeted. I think when she is arguing with them people in real time, I think that's absolutely appropriate because she brings the fire, right? And she also brings the heat. Right? They wanted the smoke and she brings the fire, right?
Correct.
So I think that's the part of it that I get. But unforced, where you just even that conversation when somebody said, what do you have to say to Elon Musk? And she said, fuck off, right? That's that's okay.
Perfect. Right.
Yeah.
The be bad, the bad bitch, bleed body, whatever, bull that, whatever the hell she was calling her. I was here for it.
Yeah.
Because you knocked and I bucked. Okay, here we go. We are in this space. It's equal. but that was unnecessary.
We gotta keep focused on these ideas, because if people are hurting and people are hurting, and people in Texas, where it's mostly red state, right? People in Texas are hurting. If she can spend more time talking, and I get that point, but talk about what he did not do for his people, what he's not doing when he's talking about dismantling DEI, which does not take into consideration that he is in a wheelchair, and that actually includes ramps. Right.
Yeah. And the irony of that, but just pointing that out alone is like, and how many of you have people who are disabled in your, like, it's, the storytelling needs to be more, just needs to be better. That's all. Yeah. I know they're equipped to do it. That's all. I just feel like she's too smart for all of this. Do you know what I'm saying? And it's not a, come on. 866. I've watched so many of us lose out on, and I'm talking to myself. I got on national television and said some things that made them never want me back, and I'm grateful. But I understand.
That's probably
Michael
why
in
I have
Florida.
not been on television.
Experience Karen Hunter
in a completely different way.
Karen Hunter is awesome. The podcast.
If you like me on SiriusXM Urban View Channel 126, you're gonna love me. And Karen Hunter is awesome. Hey, this is Karen Hunter, host of the Karen Hunter Show on SiriusXM's Urban View. Karen Hunter is awesome is an actual podcast to bring heat and energy and knowledge and power. A 1-2 punch that I don't think you get anyplace else. Tell the truth. Check out the podcast wherever you get your podcast. You will not be disappointed.